Hi, this is a short class for backbending, and more specifically we're going to be working towards full wheel, so urdhva dhanurasana, where you're laying on your back and just pressing on the hands and feet, pressing or pushing your belly and chest up. So that's our peak pose, which we will be working towards. And why do we backbend? So yeah, it's a backbend. Why do we like to do backbending? Why is that actually one of my favorite things to do while practicing yoga? So many of us in our everyday life, we walk around with a lot of, or we are faced with anxiety and fear. It's life, it's part of life. There can be sometimes more, sometimes less fear and anxiety. And what that does to us at the physical level is that evolutionarily we would like crumble in just a little bit, like maybe not this extreme, but there's this tendency to turn in, and its function has been to protect the organs, the vital organs, of course. So by reversing that, well, first of all, at the physical level, backbending, it is very activating, and at an energetic level, it can feel very deliberating. So we can explore that together. So if you just send your arms out wide and begin to lift your chest up, maybe even gaze up, take a deep breath. That feels pretty good, right? So energetically doing backbends, we open up, we become more receptive. It's like a more freeing feeling. So let's explore that together with this yoga flow that I have prepared for you. Come and stand at the top of your mat and take your mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet hips distance apart, gently close your eyes. Press all four corners of your feet firmly to the mat, the root of your big toe, the root of the pinky toe, the middle of your heel. You can rock from front to back a few times. And from there, scanning up, engaging the inner thighs, the belly extending the back of your lower back, broadening the shoulders, scanning all the way from the heels up through the crown of your head. Begin to tune in with your breath, relaxing your face, the muscles around your eyes, imagining a small smile to your lips. And let's take a few rounds of ujjayi breathing together, breathing through the nose with mild contraction in the upper throat. Empty your lungs. And then inhale, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And continue a few more rounds at your own pace. Two more rounds, finding equal length to the inhalations and exhalations, uninterrupted stream of breath. With your next exhalation, Slowly open your eyes. Let's start warming up with Sun Salutation 2. So bring your hands to your heart. With your next inhalation, send your arms up. Exhale to bend forward. Inhale halfway up, chest forward, hands to your shins. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank. Index fingers pointing forward, drawing the belly in. One more breath here. And as you exhale, sliding forward, keeping the elbows towards each other, lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog, chest rising. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Pushing on your hands, gripping the floor with your fingertips. You can bend the knees, lift the heels up. With your next exhalation, push your sitting bones up towards the sky and begin to press the heels back down towards the floor. You can turn your head a few times to shake any not needed tension from the neck. One more breath here. With your next exhalation, bend the knees, gaze in front of you and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, chest forward, flat back. Exhale, bending down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Feet firmly planted, lifting up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bending forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank. Lower down. Gaze forward. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Gaze up. Exhale, downwards facing dog. 4 breaths in your down dog. Pressing the knuckle of your index finger firmly to the ground. Armpits turning towards each other. Breathing length to your spine and to your waist. One more breath here. Then as you exhale, bend the knees, gaze in front of you and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bending down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, hands to your heart. Sun Salutation C, really opening beginning to open the hip flexors, the psoas muscles. Hands to your heart, root the feet down. And as you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bending down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step your left foot back, knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank and lower down, gaze forward. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Step your left foot forward, back knee going down. As you inhale, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank, lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Catch your breath. Deep, nourishing breaths. Finding back your uninterrupted stream of breathing. You can move your hips from side to side. Finding extra length on the sides. One more breath here. Pressing your hands firmly to the ground. Turning the armpits towards each other again. With your next inhalation, reach your right foot up. Point the toes up. Bend the knee. Begin to reach to your left. Opening the right side body, the hip flexors. One more breath here. Then as you inhale, bring the foot to the center. And exhale to step that foot between your hands. Come to the tips of your fingers, gazing forward, front knee right above the ankle. With your next inhalation, reach your arms up. Crescent pose. You can bend the back knee slightly and then begin to straighten it again. Lifting your chest up, one more breath here. Then as you exhale, open up to warrior two, back heel down, arms to your sides, gazing over the front hand fingertips. One more breath here. Then as you exhale, bring the front elbow to the knee, back arm reaching up over your head. Straight hand, straight arm, fingers together. Finding length to the side body, around the armpit. One more breath here, reaching further. Then as you exhale, begin to gaze forward, bring the hands down, framing the front foot, step to your high plank and lower down. Point your toes, press the tops of your feet to the mat. Hands are below your shoulders. With your next inhalation, begin to peel your chest up, keeping the neck long, gaze on the floor. Hold this for 3 more breaths. Elbows towards each other. Cobra pose. Finding strength in the back body. 1 more breath. Then as you exhale, lower down. Find your way to downwards facing dog again. Take 2 deep breaths here. Rooting the hands down, gripping the floor. Catching your breath. With your next inhalation, reach the left foot up, point the toes. Begin to reach those toes to the side as you're pressing both hands equally to the mat. 1 more breath here, reaching further. Then as you inhale, bring that foot to the center and exhale to step the foot between your hands, coming to the fingertips, gazing forward. Front knee right above the ankle, back heel right above the ball of the foot. Then with your next inhalation, rising up, dolphin pose. Bend the back knee, draw the belly in and straighten the knee back as you're reaching up, chest rising. 1 more breath here. Then open up to your warrior two. Back toes are pointing to the side. Both arms parallel to the floor. 1 more breath here. Then as you exhale, bring the front elbow to the front knee. Reach the back arm over your head, palm down. The inner upper arm turning towards your face. Finding length all the way from the back heel to the reaching arm fingertips. 1 more breath here, reaching further. And as you exhale, begin to gaze forward. Bring the hands to the floor. Step to your high plank and lower down. All the way. Point the toes, press the tops of your feet firmly to the mat. Draw the belly in. Inhale to peel the chest up. Gaze on the floor in front of you. Long neck. With your next inhalation, you can reach your arms back, palms facing each other. And with next inhalation, if you like, you can lift the feet up, having the toes firmly pointed to really engage the whole back muscles, even the glutes, the butt muscles. 1 more breath here in locust pose. And as you exhale, lower down, bring your hands below your shoulders, lift to your tabletop position. See that your knees are hips distance apart, right below your hips. Lower your elbows down to the mat. We're heading towards dolphin pose. Measure the distance of the elbows that they are shoulder distance apart. Then press the index finger knuckles firmly down to the mat. Bring your gaze between the elbows. Curl the toes under. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, lift your hips up. You can walk your feet slightly forward.
Pressing your elbows firmly down. Belly in, begin to lift the hips up. Sitting bones rising up. 2 more breaths here. Opening the shoulders while working on the strength as well. 1 more breath. Then with your next exhalation, slowly bring the knees back down. Rising up. Step your right foot forward. See that the ankle is right below the knee. Then with your next inhalation, reach your arms up. Dhanurasana again. Chest rising. 1 more breath. Then bring the same side elbow to the front knee. Palm up. Begin to gaze to your left. Then with your next inhalation, lift the back toes up. Point them up. Perhaps you can reach to the inner sole of the foot with your open hand. Opening the quads further. See that you don't collapse into the pose. Rather, keep pulling the front heel towards the back of the mat to stay active. You can even push the back heel, the lifted leg heel, towards the buttocks. 1 more breath here. Then as you exhale, slowly release. Back foot down, hands down on the mat. Return to your tabletop position and lower the elbows down, shoulder distance. Glue the index finger knuckles to the mat. Gaze between the elbows. Inhale and exhale to lift the hips up, coming to your Dolphin Pose again. Keeping the inner thighs active here. Actively lifting the sitting bones towards the ceiling as you're pressing the elbows firmly down. 2 more breaths here, you got this. It can feel intense because you need strength, but it's as well opening the shoulders. 1 more breath. Then as you exhale, slowly return the knees down and coming up to your knees. Step your left foot between your hands. Knee right above the ankle. And as you inhale, reach your arms up. Dhanurasana. 1 more breath here. Reaching all the way up, chest rising. Then exhale to bring the same side elbow to the front knee. Palm up. Begin to revolve your shoulders to the side. And with your next inhalation, slowly lift the back foot toes up. Open the palm and send your free arm back to grab the inner sole, if that's available to you. And here you can gently press that back foot to the hand to keep the pose active. And with your arm strength, pull the foot closer towards your buttocks to really begin to find more length in the quadriceps, the front of the thigh. 1 more breath here. Then as you exhale, slowly release that foot down. Bring your hands to the mat and return to your tabletop position. 1 last time, bring your elbows shoulder distance apart, glue the hands down to the mat. Inhale, and as you exhale, lift the hips up, walking the feet a bit closer if that's available to you. And this time, you can stay like this, or with your next inhalation, lift your left foot up, point the toes up towards the sky. Keeping the inner thighs active, pelvis squared. 1 more breath, reaching higher. Then exhale to exchange. With your next inhalation, other foot rising up, pointing the toes. The elbows firmly pressing down as your foot is rising up. 1 more breath, you got this. Then slowly return the feet down, knees down. Sitting on your heels and finding your way seated, and from there slowly with your knees up, lowering down on your back, vertebrae per vertebrae. And now it's time to do our peak pose. We'll start with bridge. We'll do it 3 times. You can do 3 times bridge pose, or you can do the full wheel with me on the last try. Or if you're familiar, you can do it all these 3 times if you like. So we are on our back, knees are lifted. See that your heels are right below your knees. You can brush the heels mildly. With your next exhalation, begin to press the lower back down towards the ground. And next inhalation, lift the hips up, walk the shoulders towards each other, interlace the fingers, straighten the arms. Find a way to position your feet so that you feel that you can actually press on them to lift your chest higher and higher, keeping your neck long, gaze on your chest. Deep breaths. One more breath here. Then as you exhale, slowly release, lower the hips down. Lift the knees up, hug the knees, bring your forehead to your knees. One more breath here. Then slowly lower your feet back down and your head back down. Find your feet positions, so feet hips distance apart, or you may want to try to bring them a little further apart, even turning the toes out, just to explore what works best for you. So with your next exhalation, lower the belly down, draw the belly in, lower back down, and as you inhale, begin to lift your hips up, walking the shoulders towards each other, interlacing the fingers, straightening the arms. Begin to breathe space to your chest. Long neck, gaze to your chest, to the center of your chest. Breathing space between your ribs. Two more breaths here. Pressing firmly your feet to the ground and lifting from there. One more breath. Then slowly lower down. Hug the knees, bring your forehead to your knees. One more breath here. Then slowly return your feet down. Again, you can bring your feet hips distance apart or slightly further apart. Try to keep your knees right above the ankles. And now we're heading to the full wheel. So bring your hands at your ears. Point the fingertips slightly out so that you can see your elbows coming pretty close to each other. Take a deep breath here. Draw the belly in. Keep this position to your pelvis. Then as you inhale, lift the hips up. And first see that you're starting to bring the opening towards your chest as you're pressing the feet down. Then with your next inhalation, lift your head up, maybe gently pressing on, resting the head down to check that your elbows are towards each other. And with your next inhalation, push yourself up to full wheel. Breathe here. Feet pressing down, hands pressing down. Opening to your shoulders and the chest. One more breath. And as you exhale, slowly reverse, bringing your shoulders down first, then the hips. Roll to your side and push yourself up to seated. Straighten your legs in front of you. Find your sitting bones rooting down. We'll do a reverse pose. Bashimottanasana, forward fold. So inhale here to find length to your spine. Then exhale to walk your hands forward. You can leave your hands at the sides of your legs or grab your feet gently, or even wrap your feet around the legs if that's available to you. Taking deep breath, finding length to your spine. Then exhale to let your head drop down, forehead towards your knees. Slowly beginning to lengthen your breaths, finding more length. And especially laying your focus on the exhalations and the release. The releasing quality of your breath. Scanning through your whole back body, the backs of your legs, your back, your shoulders, your neck. Using your exhalations to release. One more breath here. Then with your next inhalation, begin to lift your gaze, coming all the way up. Cross your legs, coming to an easy pose. Your shins crossed. You may sit on a block if you like. First, bring your hands on your knees. And from here, just for a moment, reach forward. Bringing your forehead down if that's available to you. Now finding some opening in your hips as well. Two more breaths here. Especially releasing your belly and your hips. With your next inhalation, begin to lift your gaze, coming all the way up. And bring your arms behind your back. See if you can grab the opposite elbows. Opening the shoulders, lengthening your neck through the crown of your head, bringing the chin gently towards your throat or your chest. And for a moment, close your eyes. Begin to return to your natural breathing, relaxing all the muscles of your face. Laying your focus, your drishti, between your eyebrows at the third eye. Relax your lips and imagine a small smile to your lips. Observe for a moment how you feel now at the end of the practice. Do you feel more openness to receive, maybe some exhilaration, maybe even a bit emotional from opening yourself up like we did? Notice your breath, your body breathing, gentle breaths, your chest moving, belly moving, just naturally without any restriction. Then take a few deeper breaths
And release your arms. And from here you can take an inversion, a mild inversion. If you're familiar with headstand, you can do that. It's not very mild, but if it's morning and you want to activate yourself back, that can be a good alternative. Otherwise, if you have a wall available, let's do feet up the wall. So come and sit with your side next to the wall and gently swing your feet up as you lay down on your back. You can leave your arms wide at your sides, palms facing up, or even reach them over your head to give yourself a gentle shoulder opening here as well. Let your belly relax, your groin relax. For a moment, just let your focus lay on your breath, observing the uninterrupted stream of breaths without any need to interrupt or manipulate. Let yourself just relax here for a moment, carried by the floor, the ground below you. You can stay in this feet up the wall pose as long as it serves you. If you like and you have time, feel free to move to your Shavasana, corpse pose, laying down on the floor on your back afterwards. Thank you so much for practicing with me. See you next time. Namaste.